Introduce a short story, Learning Words by Fives, A Child's Twilight Experience. Narrator, Liam. I liked learning words in 5 stages. Jerry, Perry, creepy, get well, elephant. Elephant. Look. I exclaimed in excitement. An elephant, the cub of the twilight, walked slowly along the path between the bare trees. His tusks were an unhealthy gray, not the white I've seen in wildlife movies, and his tusks were broken off. The elephant's eyes did not see light. It was dull like a car tire passing under the window. I turned around to the bathroom. There were no familiar sounds. I got off the stool and went to the washing machine. Some buttons were red. I knew my wash cycle was over. I tried to open the washing machine door to put in a new detergent capsule, but it was locked. I waited about 5 minutes until the store opened. This was an intolerable silence. I stood in front of the washing machine until all the lights were off, then pressed the on button. I saw the t-shirt that was dyeing other clothes red started spinning again. The Tasmanian devil on top of it scratched the inside of the washing machine and couldn't keep up with his body, and his smile grew more and more. Eventually the t-shirt disappeared, replaced by the red bedsheets that were once white. For a split second, I could see Jerry the hamster's little red legs. It often came out of its burrow and hid in a dirty clothes basket. Mom must have put it in the washing machine. I saw a prank video where the guys put the cat in the washing machine and take out the cat's leftovers. Redness or hair loss. His eyes were also red. For the first time, I wondered if my clothes were red because of my hamster. It was so small, but it had so much blood on it that it turned everyone's clothes red. I could hear the washing machine spinning. I saw the buttons blaze up one by one as usual. The outside of the screen was dusty, so I traced its outline with my finger. My mother had promised to wash every weekend, but the weekend came and she was too tired to do anything. I could see Jerry's dark brown back hiding behind the red t-shirt sleeve. I could go back to the window and see the elephant. My face reflected out the window before I saw the elephant again. Here are the 5 words my mother used to describe me. Too skinny, big eyes, too many freckles, too demanding, already 7 years old. The elephant is gone. It must have gone downhill to the river below. Impenetrable darkness and its ally shadow filled the space where the elephant had once been. The melted clumps of snow here and there among last year's dry grass looked like discarded diapers. A pale yellow full moon appeared in the sky. I knew the moon was going nowhere during the day. We couldn't see it because of the bright sun. I saw a light yellow stripe attached to one of the lower branches near the road. My mother called me to find out that 2 days ago my car had hit a pedestrian on the side of the road. As I squinted, I could see the yellow light of the lamppost not as an isolated circle of color at midnight, but as a bright line. I thought yellow had many shades. Yellow sun, yellow moon, yellow light, yellow streaks. But the beauty of color could not be described simply by the word yellow. The difference between the gray of the elephant and the gray of its trunk was insurmountable. The thing that scared me the most was last year's awful gray grass. The grass rustled underfoot, and dead rats lay beneath every hill. There were few words to describe so many shades of gray, yellow and red. The walkers that were hit were a bunch of blue, her coat, and red, a shade of red from the laundry in the washing machine. I didn't turn on the light. Instead, I saw the world turn dark gray. After the last rain, the streets were shining under the light of lanterns. A light frost soon turns the streets into skating rinks. Ice skating rink. I can skate. I screamed and was afraid of how small my voice was. There were no soothing sounds in the apartment. The clock stopped working months ago and my mom always promised to fix it on the weekends, but when she came over there was nothing she could do. The endless long thoughts in my head were my friends in the darkness where space and words became irrelevant. I could go to my mother's room window which faced the building next door. You could see people watching TV in a clearly visible blue TV light. Their faces would look like wax, dogs would bark at me, and I would lie sleepless by the armchair. I could imagine the flavors of the roast potatoes and meatballs as the pot was hauled heavily from the cupboard. No matter how hard I tried not to think about the frying pan and French fries, I was still able to swallow the saliva that kept dripping on the windowsill. I didn't turn on the light. In the darkness, words lost their meaning, hidden in my head from the surging shadows. Elephants were born only at dusk, not at night. I have learned up to 5 words: day, dusk, night, mommy's back, snacks. I climbed off the stool and crept to the washing machine to avoid the dead black corner. A mix of gray and white, with dark gray lines down my back toward the bathroom, made me scream. You could yell and yell, but what's the point of yelling when no one is around? I cried at the thought that there was no familiar sound to break the silence. The ball stopped, stood on its hind legs, and sniffed the air. Then a constantly moving shadow sucked it in. For the first time, I thought he had 2 hamsters instead of 1. Some buttons glowed red in the darkness of the bathroom. I knew my wash cycle was over. I tried to open the washing machine door to put in a new detergent capsule, but it was locked. I had to wait 5 minutes for the washing machine door to open. The tense silence in the apartment was becoming unbearable. I could almost hear a buzzing sound in my ear, and it got louder and louder. I pressed the power button after the button turned off automatically. The washing machine shook faster and faster, and the red hamster fur pressed against the sieve from the inside was no longer white. Mama's keys jingled behind the front door. The gray of her locks resembled the gray of mashed potatoes rotting on her stove. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my story. I hope it provided some value or entertainment for you. If you enjoyed it, I would be so grateful if you could give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this in the future. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us to continue creating and sharing stories that we hope you'll love. Thank you again, and we'll see you in the next one.